everybody. On behalf of the Columbus Coalition for Responsive Government, covering an important moment in Columbus history, because this is the residents standing up and having a say about what our government looks like for the future. We had one form of government for 100 years. We've got another one for the last 100 years. It's all at large government. And for the next century, we're hoping to go back to this where we started. This is kind of a back to the future moment for us. In front of me today are approximately 31,000 signatures of Columbus residents who want to change the way we govern ourselves as a city. We understand that the citizens determine the form of government. We understand that the citizens are the ultimate shareholders of the government. The citizens are the ultimate custodians and trustees of government. And so it's very important when citizens stand up in this nature and say, we've done all right, but we can do better. And that's what we're here, is to do better. We love Columbus, we're here to do better. We're filing these initiatives under Section 41 of the Columbus City Charter. This is ordinance that we're seeking to have placed before the voters. And we're engaging in this effort because we're concerned about the direction and the governance of the city. Increasingly, we're seeing a city that's becoming more distant, more removed, and less responsive to the citizens of Columbus. I got involved in this effort personally due to some unresponsiveness of council in addressing some drug-related issues in our neighborhood. Drugs, open-air drug sales, and drug-related gun violence. Starting in 2007 in our neighborhood, we saw a component that council could address as part of our violence prevention strategy, and that was to revise the city's existing but unconstitutional loitering in aid of drug offenses. We were roundly rebuffed by council when we went and expressed our concerns and asked the council to act. This was initially after hearing that council could help us, but then we heard council couldn't help us. And we went through that, and there was some testy exchange of emails. Certainly a group of neighborhood residents who felt we were not getting the attention that we demanded, that we deserved, that we should get as citizens of the city. Ultimately, 22 neighborhood organizations ended up writing and supporting a letter to the city that said we're exacerbated by council's inaction on this issue. And that happens all too frequently. Council did eventually pass that ordinance last month that they said they couldn't do, but it was after a year of incredible and terrible violence on our streets. That hurts our neighborhood. That didn't have to happen. That was preventable if council had listened to the people. We found that we weren't alone in our concerns about city council. Kathleen Bailey, the chair of the Near East Area Commission, said, oftentimes the city is totally unresponsive to neighborhood concerns. Stormwater, trash, and crime are issues that any resident can bring before council. I wish more of them could do that. Then they'd see how difficult it is to get a response once the election is over. And that was Kathleen Bailey in the Dispatch. Last year, the Dispatch wrote about this effort I talked about with the anti-drug and drug loitering issue. And we were contending that Columbus City Council members had ignored our pleas for help to fight drugs and violence in the neighborhood. Michael Aaron, president of the Livingston Avenue Area Commission, was quoted saying, we're all screaming about the same thing. To just ignore this huge group of people, that's bold. In an article about the Americrest neighborhood, Mayor Coleman said, and this is a quote, I believe the city turned its back on that neighborhood. Neglect is obvious simply by walking through the neighborhood. The article goes on to say, generations of residents have asked the city for help, but commitments were not fulfilled. On the south side, Deborah Diggs talked about the belief that council members have already made up their mind when you go to talk to them. She said it's like going to a wedding. You know what you're going to say, I do. You know it's not going to be a surprise. People just feel like they don't have a voice.